The trial of Otis McKane is now entering the second day of the punishment phase. Erica Hernandez brings us the latest from the courtroom this noon.
As the Delta variant of the coronavirus fuels surges across the country, officials in our community are set to provide an update on how the pandemic is affecting our area. The data that is set to be presented this afternoon still ahead.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
A jury right this minute hearing testimony in the second day of the punishment phase of the trial of convicted murderer Otis McKane.
Today's proceedings started without the jury present as the state wanted some cell phone contents from McKane's phone to be entered into evidence. However, the defense objected to it.
Erica Hernandez is joining us live from the Bexar County Courthouse, breaking this all down for us. Erica?
Yeah, Ursula, so there were images, web searches, text messages that were all extracted from McKane's phone. Now, this can be important to show the jury because it was all done either the days before or the day of Detective Marconi's murder. Now, within an hour of the shooting, McKane's phone had a screenshot from a KSAT 12 web article detailing Detective Marconi's murder. Also, there were web searches and images of how to dismantle a Glock pistol. Some of those web searches done on how to dismantle the Glock are not only from the day of the shooting, but days before as well. Other pictures on the phone included screenshots of the crime scene and McKane's suspects' photos that were broadcasted by the media. The last activity date on that phone that was tagged was done around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the day after the shooting. Now, the defense was objecting this because they said they didn't have enough time and they weren't given this report on this extraction until today. So the judge is going to let them look over this report during the lunch break. It's going to be an extended lunch break. We're expected to resume court back again at 1:45. Reporting live at the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Erica. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office counting up the costs of what one deputy calls a freak accident. A patrol car destroyed in flames overnight while a deputy was conducting a traffic stop. It happened in northeast Bexar County on a street called Wood Glen Drive. Katrina Weber reports it appears that a box of flares was to blame.
It's a situation you almost have to see to believe. Thanks to a neighbor on Wood Glen Drive, it was caught on camera. A Bexar County Sheriff's Patrol car up in flames. Others on this cul-de-sac got a real-life view.
Oh, they're at least like 20 feet when I woke up. First thing I thought was it was mine, but then it comes out it was a Bexar County Sheriff vehicle.
All of the drama played out in Gilbert Rocha's northeast Bexar County driveway. Deputies say a box of flares in the patrol car's trunk suddenly ignited before 4 this morning as one of them stopped the driver for a traffic violation. The fire kept going, torching that SUV. One look at this garbage can and you can tell just how hot this fire was. Rocha says at one point it was so intense he couldn't even open his front door. It was hot to the touch. The fire left the ground scorched and soaked in gasoline. Firefighters tried to clean it up. Rocha realized later that his neighbor's van and his car lights also showed some scars.
It looks like snow.
You could definitely hear the flares going off too, rushing noises.
Todd Wyant says popping noises had him even more concerned.
At that point, I just got the family towards the center of the house, knowing that it was probably ammunition going off inside the vehicle.
Although his property escaped damage, Wyant was worried about people's safety, both inside and outside his home. But no one, including the deputy, suffered any injuries. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
This noon, a robbery case on the south side remains open. However, officers are releasing surveillance images, hoping this helps them catch a suspect. Officers are trying to track down this person. We're told the suspect walked into an insurance business in the 800 block of Southeast Military Drive on July 15th. And that's when police say the person flashed a gun at a worker and demanded cash. Officers say the suspect ran off with the money. If you can help with this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
Public safety and welfare on San Antonio's east side. That's what brought local leaders and organizations together today. A panel discussion held at the Red Berry Estate this morning. A local nonprofit called San Antonio for Growth on the East Side, otherwise known as SAGE, hosting the event as part of the East Side Business Briefing. The Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar, San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood, all part of this panel, along with representatives from the San Antonio Police Department and Metro Health. SAGE president Tuesday night says public safety is an ongoing conversation that needs to take place.
This information is going to be an open door into what's happening, and to an open door into having the conversations with any of these people that are here to get that information and to be able to make the East Side a better place.
Panelists answered questions ranging from mental health to crime to the pandemic. The overall goal of today's discussion to provide improve the quality of life for neighborhoods and businesses that exist on the East Side.
We are now in the thick of the San Antonio summer heat. We know people are out and about soaking up the summer sun, but as Max Massey shows us, it is so important to be smart because heat injury is nothing to play around with.
I'm working out before I go to work.
Meet Elio Rivera, one of the first people at the park this morning. Obviously, basketball can be a tough workout.
I kind of shoot around like a little bit around the world, and then shoot some free throws at the end before, kind of like a cool down before I go home, shower up and get going.
But Elio was not alone at the park. There was a group workout soaking up the morning sun.
Whether it is getting buckets on the court or doing a full-out workout class, it is so important you are smart in the San Antonio summer heat. Water, sunscreen, shade.
One of the easiest things to do is stay out of the heat in the middle of the day. Try to plan your activities in the cool parts, the morning or the late evenings.
And being outside, you can sometimes forget to stay hydrated.
Some of the things that you can look out for while you're participating are cold, clammy skin or dry skin. When you tend to stop sweating can actually be a bad sign. If you notice that you're thirsty, then you're already dehydrated. And then some of the earliest signs can just be a rash or a sunburn, and we all know how to take care of that.
Remember, though, this summer safety does not just pertain to people playing sports.
It's important to remember that heat illness doesn't just affect our athletes who might be playing sports on a field, but it can affect our weekend warriors or our everyday active people like those doing yard work in San Antonio.
As for Elio, he says he always plays it safe.
Make sure you get hydrated. If you're going to work out, do it early in the morning because in the afternoon it gets really, really hot. And with the humidity.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
The COVID numbers going in the wrong direction, so the city will provide a pandemic update today. Those officials are going to be joined by University Health, providing the latest data on the cases, hospitalizations, and vaccination rates in the community. As of yesterday, the positivity rate stood at 17%. That's up 3.5% from last week. Right now, there are 585 people fighting the virus inside area hospitals. We'll have a live update on our air and on KSAT.com this afternoon at 2:30. We'll have the latest tonight at 5 and 6 as well.
The CDC officially recommending masks indoors once again in areas with high COVID transmission rates, regardless of vaccination status. Meantime, more vaccine mandates could be on the way, this time possibly for federal employees. The CDC updated its guidance yesterday. This comes as the Delta variant continues to spread. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says new science shows even some vaccinated people can spread the Delta variant.
We felt it was important for the vaccinated people to understand that if they happen to be one of those breakthrough infections, which was more likely in areas with a huge amount of transmission and disease, that those people could potentially pass it on to somebody, a loved one who is immunosuppressed.
Data does show that the vaccine reduces the risk of getting the virus 7-fold and the risk of being hospitalized 20-fold.
We are one step closer to young children getting cleared for coronavirus vaccines. Pfizer announcing they could release vaccine data on children 5 to 11 years old by the end of September. The company says it will release COVID-19 vaccine safety and immune data that could support the decision to allow vaccinations for this age group. The New York Times now reporting Moderna says it doesn't expect to get emergency use authorization of the COVID-19 vaccine for young children, though, until late this year or early next year.
And Pfizer says it'll apply for emergency use authorization for a third shot soon. Researchers say a booster shot 6 to 12 months after full vaccination is likely to provide the highest level of protection, especially against the highly contagious Delta variant. Also pending approval, Pfizer says it wants to study an updated version of its vaccine. The company's lead researcher says it would target the Delta variant.
A little bit of activity on the radar this morning, and could we see more this afternoon? Your forecast is coming up.
And the U.S. women's basketball team having some success at the Olympics so far in Tokyo. Larry Ramirez with the highlights.
Some local students able to take part in a special learning opportunity. Details on the conversation that they were involved in that had them starstruck.
Local high school students took part in an out-of-this-world experience, and we mean out of this world. They were able to connect with astronauts this morning.
So cool. Students and their families gathering at the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology, talking live with NASA astronauts aboard the International Space Station.
Sarah Costa was there during the live Q&A and spoke with students about what this opportunity meant to them.
Is we're trying to use the natural resources that are already on the planet that we're going to, and we're trying to use those resources to create structures that astronauts can actually go to.
11th grader Emmett Decker is very passionate about figuring out how humans can eventually live on other planetary bodies. So to have the opportunity to speak live with NASA astronauts, he was pretty excited.
To be able to communicate to those people who made that possible on the International Space Station is so incredible.
Thanks to the WEX Foundation and Port San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology, several students who are part of the LCATS, a 4-year space STEM learning curriculum, were able to speak directly and ask questions live to NASA astronauts orbiting the Earth on the International Space Station. Students were able to speak with 3 NASA astronauts about things like the future of space travel and what it takes to become an astronaut.
Since I was little, I've loved to study black holes, stars, galaxies, their evolutions.
City Route loves space. She says this opportunity to talk to her heroes is out of this world.
I'm really inspired because they worked so hard just to get where they are today. And I just want to know how they did it.
City was able to ask her a question about the future of commercial space travel. The astronaut said, well, the future is bright and she is hopeful she'll make it to space one day. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Clear skies out there, humid out there. Any rain out there, Justin?
Ooh. Not yet, not around San Antonio at least, and we got clear skies. We are watching some clouds trying to bubble up to our south and east, and there's an outside chance for a shower or storm today. It's not great. Most of us probably stay dry. The aquifer continues its trek downward, down 0.6 of a foot today to 668.4. In your pollen count, all is low. That's good to see. We may get some dust by the weekend, some more dust. And there are some more chances for rain ahead. We'll talk about it coming up.
We were talking to those kids who were talking to the astronauts up in space. Today'd be a good day to fly in space, wouldn't it? Nice.
Severe clear.
Severe clear. Awesome. I was jealous, by the way. That's super cool. Super cool stuff. Yes, so we got clear skies. High pressure is controlling our weather for the most part, although we do have one little disturbance is shifting to the south that we're hoping will kick off a couple showers and storms today. So far, not a lot. Here's that ridge 5 pressure that's sitting over the middle part of the country, and look at those heat index values. This is the forecast heat index for this afternoon. So it's not only us baking down here in South Texas, it's a large portion of the country. Places like Little Rock, St. Louis, Omaha, Minneapolis even, forecasting a heat index of 106 today. Pretty incredible. And on the periphery of this high pressure, there's going to be some severe weather too. Places like Wisconsin, Milwaukee, there's a moderate risk of severe weather today. On the southern edge of this high pressure, there's that little disturbance I was telling you about. And that's what's throwing some moisture in our direction. It may help to kick off some of those showers and storms today, although rain chances are really on the low end. We see these little disturbances from time to time during the summer. They go east to west and typically stay to our south. But this one, again, there's just enough energy there where it may get something going today. Looking at the radar right now, there's not much. We had some showers across the hill country this morning. You'll notice there is quite a bit of weather out across parts of West Texas, and then we have some activity right along the coast. This has sort of flared up and then flared back down a little bit. Looks like we're losing some radar data there. There's still a few lightning strikes. And I still think that we'll see some rain along the coast. And then as we get into the afternoon, this is around 4 o'clock, this model does show a couple showers and storms popping up especially as you get out west, places like Rock Springs, Del Rio, maybe a little better chance for a shower or storm. As we get into tonight, most of that moves west. Once the sun goes down, we'll lose our daytime heating and any rain shower and thunderstorm will go away. Here's the scene outside, and hey, there's one cloud. One. That's all we got right now. And temperatures at 87 degrees. Feels like 91 with calm winds. Dew point is still up there at 69. There's a satellite picture, and hey, clouds are trying to develop. You see some of the cumulus clouds here to the south and east. I think they'll probably work their way in here fairly soon. Temperatures in the upper 80s, close to 90 in a lot of spots. 90 Castroville, 90 Pleasanton, 90 in New Braunfels, 85 in Seguin, 89 Kennedy with a little bit more cloud cover there, 92 in Victoria, and 89 out in Del Rio. Dew points still fairly high, although we've dropped off into the 60s here in San Antonio. A lot of places are still in the 70s, and that's creating some heat index values today. You can tack on several degrees for that heat index. I think a lot of places will feel like it's in the 100s this afternoon. We're pretty used to that by now, right? High pressure, as I mentioned, is in the middle part of the country. It does shift south a little bit Friday into Saturday, so that keeps us hot and dry for the most part, minus a few coastal showers. But by the time we get into Sunday, another little disturbance rolls in. That could kick off a shower or two. And then this thing moves far enough west to where it opens the door. We get northerly flow, and it's going to try to push a weak frontal boundary down here. It's going to be limping in, but there may be enough there to where we could get a shower or storm Monday into Tuesday. In fact, the newest computer models coming in are a little more optimistic on maybe seeing some rain Monday into Tuesday. So we'll keep our fingers crossed there. Meantime, 94 degrees today, 20% chance of rain. 94 coming up tomorrow. 95 Friday, you get the idea here, and then our rain chances start to kick in Monday into Tuesday. Right now, 20% chance, but my hope is that we'll be able to raise those rain chances a little bit more as we get closer, guys.
That's tough to do in August.
It is.
Thank you, Justin.
Yep.
Apparently that loss to France woke up Team USA, and they kind of took it out on Iran yesterday. Huh?
Well, and they should beat Iran because they're ranked 23rd in the world. France is ranked number 7, so I can kind of see that one going down. But yes, the USA much more focused in their comeback victory against Iran. We'll hear from Devin Booker on that. Plus, Johnny Manziel is talking about Texas going to the SEC, and he says it's no cakewalk. Coming up.
It's a dream come true. It's just something that, I've studied and I've watched before. And what I said earlier, the chance to represent your country is, the most prestigious event in basketball. So it's been an honor to, grace the court with the talent that we have out there. And, not just the players, the coaching staff, the training staff.
Devin Booker is thrilled to play for Team USA and alongside NBA greats like Damian Lillard in Big Board Sports. After falling in its Olympic Games opener Sunday and in the process snapping a 25-game Olympic winning streak, the U.S. Olympic men's basketball team came out strong to beat Iran 120-66 Wednesday at the Saitama Super Arena in Saitama, Japan. Damian Lillard led 6 USA players scoring in double digits with 21 points, all of them coming on three-pointers. That's 7 of 13 from three-point range. So here's that final again, 120-66 United States. Team USA forced 23 turnovers and had a 38-5 advantage in fast break points. Devin Booker added 16 points, Jason Tatum 14, Zach LaVine 13, and Chris Middleton 10 for the United States. LaVine also had a team-high 8 assists. This was a much better effort for Team USA.
I say everybody was themselves tonight. We got a feel for each other and, encouraged each other to go out there and play free. I think the first game, nobody wanted to step on each other's toes and, wanted to make sure everybody was involved. But, everybody came in with an aggressive mindset and it opened up a lot, for each and every person. So big improvement from the first game. And
Spurs' Keldon Johnson scored 4 points in 7 minutes. The U.S. wraps up play in Group A against the Czech Republic. Saturday, 7 a.m. local time. A win over the Czechs would send the U.S. to the quarterfinals in pursuit of a 4th straight gold medal. USA women's basketball, Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird taking on Nigeria in their first game in Tokyo. USA trailed 20-17 after the first quarter, but came alive in the second. Brittany Griner in the lane finds Brianna Stewart for an open three, and she knocks it down. Part of a 23-0 run for Team USA. Third quarter off the pick and roll Bird finds Griner for the alley-oop. U.S. up by 16, and Team USA wins at 81-72. The win was the USA women's 50th in a row in Olympic play, a streak dating back to 1992. Next up for them in Group B is host Japan Friday at 11:40 p.m. local time. Now that Texas and Oklahoma made their intentions known that they both want to join the SEC, a lot of people are speaking out. Oklahoma and Texas have formally notified the SEC they are seeking an invitation for membership beginning July 1, 2025, according to a joint statement from the flagship programs of the Big 12. Sources said the SEC presidents and chancellors are meeting Thursday to consider OU and Texas for official membership in what would become the first 16-team super conference. Now, one of those people speaking out is former Tivy QB and Texas A&M great Johnny Manziel, and here's what he said, quote, "If they want to come to the SEC and see what it's all about, then we'll welcome them with open arms, but it's no cakewalk, and it is not the Big 12, so it should be interesting to see how things play out," end quote. And he also said the rivalry, of course, is not there between Texas and Texas A&M, but it looks like it's coming back.
Why am I not surprised that an Aggie is already talking a little smack?
Especially Johnny Football.
Especially Johnny Football.
And Justin Horn.
Justin's ignoring you, dude.
He's not. Yeah,
he's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying.
All right, Larry, thanks. Hey, after completing its first hearing, a special committee is set to continue its investigation into January 6th attacks at the Capitol. What could come next?
Getting a good night's sleep means putting away your phone before bed, right? Well, not necessarily. Coming up today at 5:12 on your side's Marilyn Moore, it shows you the apps that could actually help you get a good night's rest. The Select Committee tasked with investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol will now have to pick who testifies next, and the subpoenas are set to go out soon. Some of the testimony could come from former Department of Justice officials who served under former President Donald Trump. The committee has not yet given a date for that second hearing. Meantime, yesterday, the committee held its first hearing. Lawmakers heard from 4 uniformed officers who were on Capitol Hill on January 6th. The House committee playing never-before-seen video showing how events unfolded on Capitol grounds. Officer Michael Fanoni, whose brutal beating was caught on his own body camera, sending this message to lawmakers who have downplayed the violence.
I feel like I went to hell and back to protect them and the people in this room. But too many are now telling me that hell doesn't exist, or that hell actually wasn't that bad. The indifference shown to my colleagues is disgraceful.
GOP leadership boycotting the investigation. However, 2 Republicans are serving on this select committee.
President Joe Biden will try to connect with blue-collar workers today when he travels to a truck factory in Pennsylvania. The president will tour the Lehigh Valley Operations Facility for Mack Trucks. He will also be talking about the ways his administration plans to strengthen U.S. manufacturing. The administration is pushing a $973 billion infrastructure package. It includes money for computer chip production, sweeping investments in clean energy, and the use of government procurement contracts to create factory jobs.
The UK considering allowing fully vaccinated travelers from the U.S. and the EU to avoid quarantine when arriving in England. That's according to Prime Minister Boris Johnson. That meeting on the topic expected to be held later today. CNN reporting that the British department will make an official announcement on travel later on this week. No details have been released thus far. London's Heathrow Airport, meantime, urging the UK government on Monday to open up the country to vaccinated travelers from the U.S. and the EU.
Outside with live cam, hadn't hit triple digits yet, but we are still climbing into the, if you listen real close, the barking. You hear that? Dog days of summer. Come on, you didn't get that?
I didn't get that.
That was easy.
I mean, I got it, but
okay.
That's a dad joke right there.
Yeah, bad one.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is hot, and we've sort of hit the doldrums here, if you will, of summer. Although we're thinking we could see a shower or storm today. Let's take a look at the satellite and radar, and you can see where the action is here along the coast. Just some showers at the moment. We do have some cumulus clouds trying to develop, and there's a little bit of energy out there, so it's conceivable we could get a pop-up shower or storm today. So far, we haven't seen much. There's a little closer look. Some of that activity just south and east of Gilead, just north of Corpus. And these really haven't moved all that much. I don't expect that these will come that much farther inland, but we could see some new development east of San Antonio, and that'll work its way east to west. Looking at temperatures right now, 87 in San Antonio, 86 in Randolph, 87 Canyon Lake, 89 Comfort, some 90s on the map. Places like Bandera already up to 91 this hour, and it feels a little bit warmer than that when you factor in the humidity. Today, 94 your high temperature. We will keep it a 20% chance of rain for the afternoon hours and late this evening as well. Southeasterly breeze will be light, 5 to 10 miles per hour. There is more heat in the forecast, but there are also some more chances for rain. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. A father works to free his daughter from a French prison. That's the plot of Matt Damon's latest movie. We have a preview of the film still ahead.
And receiver Randall Cobb has gone full circle. Larry Mears will explain coming up in sports.
A social media app working to make things safer. How Instagram is adding more protections for its teenage users.
Hello, everyone. This is your daily tech and business briefing from Cheddar News. Activision Blizzard employees staging a walkout today. That to protest toxic workplace allegations against the company. Activision extending paid time off to all employees who are planning to attend that walkout. Now, this comes as the company faces a lawsuit from the state of California that of their alleged sexist work culture. Meanwhile, Robinhood making its trading debut at the NASDAQ on Thursday. The day trading app urging its own customers to invest and plan to sell up to 35% of their IPO shares for their users. Robinhood currently set to price shares between $38 and $42 with a potential valuation of $35 billion. That when they start trading under the ticker symbol HOOD. Another twist with the company just before their public debut. They say that on Tuesday, their CEO Vlad Tenev is not licensed by Wall Street regulator FINRA. And Instagram adding more protection for teenage users. They'll now make accounts private for anybody under the age of 18, and advertisers will no longer be able to target teens based on Facebook's interest categories. Adults who trigger automated warning flags will also be restricted from seeing or interacting with accounts run by minors. And that's your Cheddar News Business and Tech Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
Matt Damon trying to save the day in his latest film, but this character is far from Jason Bourne.
He's a dad and an oil field worker. CNN's David Daniel has a look.
You're in Marseille for vacation?
Yeah, I visit my daughter.
You're the father of the girl, the American student?
Yes, ma'am.
Stillwater stars Matt Damon as an Oklahoma roughneck trying to free his daughter from a French prison.
Allison came here for college, and that's where she met this girl, Lena. One night she found Lena dead and called the police. All they cared about was Allison sleeping with some Arab girl.
I think he's been beat up by life a little bit, and he's been humbled by life.
We have exhausted every possible legal action. Is the lawyer not helping you?
I'm doing it myself for now.
I could help.
Co-star Camille Cotin praised the subtlety of Damon's performance.
It's incredible how little he speaks and how deep into his soul we can see.
For the role, Damon and director Tom McCarthy talked with real Oklahoma oil workers.
I think they're like, oh, is this going to be kind of the cultural elite looking down their nose at us? Like, what's going on? And I think once they realized, where Tom and I were coming from and what the script was, and that the script has such compassion and empathy for this guy, they were invaluable. They gave us this access that really helped me build this character.
I'm trying to get my little girl out of jail. That's all I give a damn about.
You sound very American right now.
Good, I am.
Yeah, and you're also a stranger here.
Anybody who goes through that much and has that much hard-earned wisdom and gets up and takes another run at it every day, I think is doing something heroic.
She's my little girl.
Dad, please.
I'm not going to give up.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Outside with live cam, what a gorgeous looking afternoon until you see the temperature. everything looked great. You know, ooh, a little warm already.
Pretty much.
Already to 90.
Yeah, now there's like 3 clouds out there. We're doing a little better. But temperatures today will still make it into the mid-90s. We're hoping for a couple of isolated showers and storms. So far today, 87 officially at the airport. The average is 96. I think we'll be just below that this afternoon, and the record is 103 set back in 1951. Your forecast is straight ahead.
There's a new children's book out hoping to inspire kids to be courageous. The book is called Ben the Pugo. It's written by Valeria Espinosa Alatorre. She's a 9-year-old Mexican-American girl from San Antonio. The writing project centered around the author's beloved dog who passed away more than a year ago.
Alicia Beretta met with the author, and she's very young, but she's got the storyline down, and she also talked about what's next for her.
Ben the Pug is a book all about the author's love for pugs, and it also showcases part of her culture as a first-generation Mexican-American. This book actually features text in both English and Spanish. Ben the Pug features 7 dogs. That's Purple, Muñe, Panchito, Rosita, Frida, Rocco, and of course the star Ben. The characters are all based off of the dogs in Valeria's actual home, but Valeria confessed Ben was always her favorite. In real life, Ben was the leader of the pack, always protecting and loving on his pug family. The young author wanted to showcase that, so she created a pug town with Ben still leading the pack. We asked Valeria what her favorite part was in Ben the Pug book. She said it's when Ben stands up for his family. Take a listen.
They were very scared that whatever was out there would break the window in the room. Ben was getting even more scared every second. Then he said to himself, "Don't let fear get the best of you." He had heard that many times when he was a puppy. Then he decided to be brave. This was his job to protect the family.
So where can you buy the book? On KSAT.com, we have a link to purchase a paperback copy or ebook that's less than $5. Valeria hopes that this accomplishment of writing and publishing a children's book, as well as the storyline itself, really encourages children to dream big and never give up on their dreams. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
9 years old.
Young inspiration. Like that. Very good.
Awesome. Hey, Ursula, don't be mad about this, okay? But there is some more dust in the forecast, some more Sahara dust. I know you're not a
Well, you were warning us that that was not the last shot of it coming our way.
We were just kind of talking about that in the weather office, that we haven't had just a huge plume of it, but we've had more frequency of some of this dust coming through. And it affects the allergies for some folks, so we want to make you aware. Right now, it's out over the Atlantic, and one thing it does do is sort of keep the tropical activity at bay, and you don't see a lot of tropical storms and that sort of thing. And it has been kind of quiet last couple of weeks out in the Atlantic, but this plume will slowly make its way towards Texas, and we're expecting the arrival to be sometime Saturday into Sunday. And the good news here, I don't think this is going to be a thick plume. There's not going to be a large concentration, but Saturday into Sunday, there could be some around. So it'll be another sort of hot, hazy weekend, if you will. And hopefully we'll see the dust sort of calm down after that. Wednesday's forecast today, 94 degrees. It'll feel like 99 here in San Antonio. A lot of places across East Texas we'll see heat indices up above 100. Hot and humid for sure across the Lone Star State. As we get into tomorrow, looks almost the same, maybe a little bit hotter in a few spots, but the heat index a problem no matter where you go. Outside right now, blue skies and temperatures 87 at the airport, closing in on 90 at Stinson, 87 Kelly, 86 in Randolph, and light winds there across the board. 92 Bandera, 88 Hondo, 90 Divine, 90 in Pleasanton. It's starting to get toasty out there, and we should top out in the mid-90s in a lot of spots. 91 Cotulla, 90 in Laredo. You factor in the humidity, your feels-like temperature is close to 100 in Gonzales. It's above that in LaGrange, Victoria, Corpus. 94 your feels-like temperature in Kerrville. 87 the current heat index out in Rock Springs. Here's sort of our lone hope today. We look on water vapor, we can kind of detect a little bit of a spin going on right there. A little piece of energy moving east to west, and there's just enough there where the computer models are hinting at the idea that we could get some showers or storms today, but it'll be few and far between. You got to get lucky if you're going to get any rain, because it's not going to be widespread by any stretch of the imagination. But we do see a couple showers down closer to the coast, and I think as we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see some development across our area. Did want to show you West Texas. They're getting some nice rain out there, some welcome rain from Midland, Odessa down to about the Fort Stockton area, and that's moving out into far West Texas where there is still a little bit of a drought going on. So here's what our forecast looks like. A couple showers this afternoon. It'll be hit or miss. I think maybe the best chance could be out west, places like Uvalde out towards Del Rio and Rock Springs. By tonight, most of that's moving out. And once we lose the daytime heating, you'll see a lot of this activity go away. Very quickly, let's look long term here. High pressure is still the main factor in our forecast through the weekend. In fact, it expands a little bit. But by Sunday, we get a little disturbance to the south. That may kick off a shower. And then the high pressure moves far enough west to where we could actually get a weak frontal boundary coming in here. Not going to cool us down, but it could kick up a few showers or storms Monday afternoon, Monday evening into Tuesday. Forecast looks like this. 94 degrees today, 20% chance rain, mid-90s through the weekend, and then we add in some rain chances there Monday into Tuesday, guys.
Thank you, Justin.
Cowboys got a lot of things to work on in training camp. We know that during the offseason, defense was a high priority, especially during the draft. So the question is, how much is that transferring there at the Cowboys camp?
It looks like the defense is certainly coming along under defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. And it also looks like they are certainly ahead of the offense, which is usually the case this time of the year. Well, yesterday, the defense intercepted Dak Prescott 3 times, and it looks like Aaron Rodgers is getting back one of his favorite receivers at the expense of the Texans. Coming up.